Greetings, fellow traders. Bubba here. It's time for the Lunchtime Market Update for Tuesday, December the 1st, 2020. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, let's check and see where we are with the market here today. So SPX fresh month, we pushed up to all-time highs on the SPX, and we had that on our radar, right? So no surprise to us here. Again, we had that doji sandwich is slowly working its way up here, and then our counts that we talked about this weekend and every day here on our streams and on the videos, right? Impulsive move up. I mean, really, what we looked at right here, right? We had our ABC corrective move. Here's your wave one up, and really the whole thing was this wave two in here, right? So we had this A, B, C correction for the wave 2. It was possible this was an A, this is a B, and we were going to see a wave C correction down to the 382, bottom of the corrective channel. But once we broke out of that corrective channel, what we had here is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and a beautiful lower shadow yesterday. Big debt buy off the ADMA and the corrective channel high, and we got the follow through today, and beautiful futures moves overnight. And so that really helped out. Tech is really strong today. Q's with the all-time highs. Everything is awesome, right? So we got that going on here today. So, and again, fresh flows in the month too, so we're seeing a lot of that happening here as well. Volume's a little bit less than yesterday so far at this time, but still a nice move up. Big gap up right here, so we'll see how that holds going into the next couple days. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. So futures again took a lot of meat off the bone overnight, but it doesn't mean they didn't give us some good movement here and today to look at some strong names. Again, it was a huge dip buy off the open too. We broke down below those geometric channels overnight, gave a quick flush right here into the open, and then a big dip buy there. And then once we broke out over the overnight signal zone and then pushed it up to all-time highs, we saw a lot of strength on a lot of the names that we like to trade. So good stuff right there. Right now we are triangulating here on the ES. So again, we're kind of in price discovery territory at the all-time highs, so it's kind of going back and testing some levels. Again, we're just going to kind of keep an eye on that triangle here going into the afternoon to see if we can get a break out of that one way or the other. So let's take a look at the Qs here. Again, Qs just pushed up to all-time highs today. Again, nice higher low right here, and then a big push. Now it seems to be could be working on a little bit of a bull flag, but we'll see how that goes into the rest of the day. The IWM not doing as well. Why? Irritable Pal syndrome. So remember, Pal was talking today. I tweeted out the link a little bit earlier to the discussion. One of the things he said is he's very concerned about small businesses, right? So small caps are kind of in that range, right, with that. So they're not really they're not really profiting as much as the big tech names and the S&P. So we're seeing that type of action going on today. A couple little bounces here on the XLF today, which is nice, but the hasn't really been participating as much in the market rally. Although JP Morgan was one that we pointed out on the live stream this morning that ended up playing out pretty nicely. So we'll take a look at that in a little bit. So let's take a look at the big names. So Apple, again, huge moves today, guys. Again, good follow through from yesterday's candle on the daily chart. A couple of really powerful pushes to the upside. Quick little downside move. We actually shorted this really quickly at the open, took some quick profit on it, and then we switched over to calls, right? This thing just started working its way up really nicely. Nice hold. I told the group, as I see how it holds the 15-hour high right here, and then it ended up working its way up really nicely off of that on Apple. Let's see how this daily candle closes on Apple. It's going to be an important one, right? So yesterday was the first test of that geometric line. Today's the first potential real close over those levels. So we really want to see if this thing can get going. Another one, Tesla. So Tesla, again, bearish engulfing day yesterday, but it gapped up, right? Squeezing out a bunch of shorts at the open, right? And so we got that. We're inside day right now, but didn't really ended up squeezing out some shorts right here overnight and then flushed right here. We actually pointed this out on the 5-minute chart as a short opportunity in the group. This candle right here is one that I really liked. I like the retrace right here. It was about a 618 retrace, and this candle here had some nice momentum to it, right? And then this one right here, just a great push down on the 15-hour blow for a good push down on Tesla. So there was some short opportunity on Tesla today, although you always got to be careful with it. Speaking of Tesla, let's look at mini Tesla. So NIO's been really weak today. We published this last night in the group as a potential overnight short swing. Now it did gap up a little bit, but again, it couldn't hold those levels, and it ended up being a nice profitable trade. Another one that we pointed out too was Snap for an overnight short, and that ended up being nice profitable too. One of the things we liked about it is an H setup on this one. Got a little bit flat here into the open, then flushed, and that was profitable for members as well. So good stuff there. Another one too, obviously yesterday, really strong day on AMD. So let's take a look at its performance. It's given a couple nice moves today. Hasn't been huge. So again, we're looking at a potential pause day here on AMD after the breakout candle yesterday. So again, if this holds, right, then we could see a potential push into all-time highs on AMD going into the next couple days. So let's see how that goes there on AMD. NVIDIA is another one that's been on our radar. We pointed this out in the group today. Again, yesterday's outside candle was nice. We wanted to see this thing get above the cloud. This thing ended up ripping here off of the intraday VWAP, but it got real nice and tight right here. I'll show you there's a nice inside 5 right there. This is the key level right here, and that started to get things going. We got some nice volume to the upside, got to the 15 orb high. So it gave a nice move there. Keep an eye on NVIDIA again for the rest of the day and into tomorrow. This thing might be starting to get ready to move again. And then lastly, JP Morgan. So this is one that we pointed out the group at the open as well, and gave a nice green move here this morning. Again, there was some relative strength in the XLF. Again, just general strength in the S&P this morning, but we really like the general strength in this one. It gave a nice push up here and gave a little bit of a grindy move, but it did its job, right? And gave a profitable trade on that one. So good stuff there. All right, so we got some chart requests out there. Really appreciate it. Let's take a look at Zoom. Okay, so Zoom broke down this morning. Why? Well, earnings, but once it lost the after hours level right here, there's your momentum move down, came back, retested, nice retrace, and that worked its way down. It's kind of sitting at the 15 or below. It's basically down for the count here today. So we were looking for a potential reversal, but once we lost the after hours lows, right, we're kind of keeping an eye on it right here. See how it holds the bottom of the cloud here on Zoom. A couple other ones out there. We got SPCE. SPC hanging in there, right? So nice bounce yesterday off the ADMA, a little bit of a doji candle here today. It did give some good impulsive moves to the upside, but some complex action there. Netflix decided to get strong here today. I tell you, we joke around about X, and we did point out yesterday that it did have a nice reversal off of it. Finally broke out of this triangle right here. Let's see what kind of volume we get on it, and then we want to keep an eye on Netflix to see how it handles the cloud above. But a real great candle on Netflix today. We pointed that out at the open as well with some relative strength. So good stuff there too, and a good request on that one. NNOX, again, getting some great follow through after yesterday's upside movement. mRNA, this thing just continued to gap up, and still generally, I mean, I think if you didn't get in here and you still got in yesterday, that's a gift horse trade right there. So you got a big reversal off of that. It did fade the gap from today, but just an incredible move on Moderna. So good job on that. Anybody who held through that epic move. Facebook really strong today. So we pointed this out a couple times today. A strong move at the open. Another, I mean, this is a beautiful candle right here. So just see what kind of volume we get into the end of the day on that one and see how it holds. We'll look for a potential pause day on that one tomorrow, but we'll definitely keep it on the radar. CELH, inside day up, looking pretty good right there. So far, so good. MDB, tricky name to trade. This is one of those big, kind of heavy movers right there. A little bit blah there, but a nice lower shadow off the ADMA on that one. Plug. Plug. Okay, still hanging out there off of its offering, but an inside day there, a little bit below the ADMA. So look for a potential inside day down. See how it closes today and where we go from there. GME. Some members did well on this one yesterday, and they ended up taking profit, and that was probably a good thing, right? Because by the end of the day, it ended up closing red, and then it's getting a little bit of downside follow through here. Nasty upper shadow from yesterday as it heads into earnings. And the last one, another store, right? So BBY. Oh, not store. Yeah, Best Buy. Yeah, so Best Buy not looking so good right here. Under the ADMA right here. Nasty candle yesterday, red candle, getting a little bit of follow through. Could be a potential doji sandwich to the downside. If it does want more downside, look for this congestion zone right here between this 105, 106 area to see how that holds. So good stuff, guys. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your trading day. Keep an eye on this ES right here. It's the SPY looks like it might be trying to test the top of that triangle. Other than that, guys, I hope everybody's an awesome day. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game.